Hello, happy Frequency and Flow Friday. It's a pleasure to be here with you on the Friday before the full moon in Cancer. Such a lovely time to look at raising your frequency in terms of emotional calibration, perhaps home, intuition, maybe some emotional patterning in relationships that don't work. I am going to be using today the Raise Your Vibration Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. I really love this deck. It says in the inside, high vibes for me are high vibes for we. I really do believe this. As we stay devoted to raising our frequency for one, we all get to benefit. So this is a really great deck if you want to tune in to that. But the full moon's always a time of release, what no longer serves, and we are going to be using this card deck today. So go ahead and choose position 1, 2, or 3. Think back on the week that you just had. Think about where you're going. Set the intention to raise your frequency, raise your vibration. Think about how you can do that, and maybe what you have to let go of in terms of home, relationships, emotions, patterns that no longer serve, and let's tune in. All right, if you're choosing position number 1, I'm just going to take the card straight off the top of the deck. See this from a higher perspective. So perhaps to raise your frequency, you can look at this card here and maybe be inspired to shift your perspective. I would say if you're choosing this position, you might have some things showing up either with your intimate relationships. That doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, although they could be. It could also maybe be the relationship with yourself and your health. And if you're not seeing things from a higher perspective, perhaps it's showing up on, on your body, in tension. I would also say with this position, one of the ways that we can see things from a higher perspective is forgiveness. I have an awesome forgiveness in 14 process that can help you. Maybe I'll link that if I can remember. I'll link it below so that you can tune in. If you've done it before, you can always do it. So how can you see things from a different perspective, from a higher perspective, especially if you're in relationship, having some things that are not quite working. We always say in our house, if you see it, you be it. If you spot it, you got it. So tune into that and see your part, or maybe be willing to look at it with forgiveness through a forgiveness lens. But how can you see it from a higher perspective? If you're choosing, I am protected by source, just like stayed at the deck. So maybe this is for 1 and 2. If you're choosing position number 2, I'm going to go to the middle of the deck. Bum, bum, bum. Shift your perspective, but it comes with a different resonance. So I'm going to choose a support card for this, and this says choose kindness. So raise your vibe by choosing kindness. We've been talking about random acts of kindness in our house lately, but how can you shift your perspective? But with this, I'm not so much relational. I'm going more toward just yourself, like with yourself. Can you be kinder to yourself? Maybe even like giving birth to something that you're really wanting. Maybe it's focusing on a dream. Maybe you want to, I don't know, get a new job or do something with learning or school or your career path, and it's not quite been working. Maybe you could shift your perspective and be kinder to yourself in that, taking better care of yourself, taking time to actually dig deeper. Maybe you learn about something. Maybe you do take a class or take something like that that's going to help you to actually shift your perspective with where you're going with career in terms of giving birth to your dreams. So it feels a little different. 1 feels a little more focused on relationships, and position 2 feels more centered around yourself, your dreams, that sort of thing, where your focus is, and things of that nature. And then finally, but that's really interesting, finally, position 3, entirely different resonance, entirely different message. If you're choosing position 3, I'm kind of going to go back here. Raise your vibration is a mantra that calls me to light up. So I'm also going to choose a support card with this one. Abundance. Clearly, we all have mindset work to do, or maybe it's speaking to me. But abundance is a state of mind, and it actually came in upside down. So I want to read something to get it. I want to read something out of the Creating Money, Attracting Abundance book. But these two together, I would say, look, you are really likely ready to start something new, be on a different journey, step into something that might be a little uncomfortable for you. So, in order to do that, put down what doesn't serve, release what doesn't serve, celebrate the wins, but release what doesn't serve, and take the leap forward. How are you going to do it? Respond back to me and let me know. I wonder if I'll choose this position. And then let's choose little bibliomancy out of the Creating Money, Attracting Abundance book, and let's see what we get if you're choosing position 3. Okay, shortly thereafter, the brother got a job that paid enough to cover his rent. He started going to night school to learn how to operate a computer since he had discovered that he loved working with computers. There weren't enough computers at school to allow him to practice as much as he wanted, so he asked his brother if he could borrow money to buy his own computer. The man did make the loan because the computer would help his brother become more prosperous. Later, the brother began his own computer business and became quite successful. I give generously to myself. So that little excerpt for me was really about, all right, if you want to start something new, it doesn't always have to look like you think it's going to look, and it's okay to also ask for help, right? So if you're choosing this position and you're at the brink of something new, please say yes to that. Be kind to yourself. Take the advice from position 2, but generously give back to you as well. Okay, I'm sending you so much love. Happy full moon. And if you're an Embody 1 member, please know, and I thank you for your grace and patience, our call time did change. So make sure that you tune in to the new time. I'm sending you love. Ciao.